One vegetable in the world is so famous it has its own museum. Southeast Produce Weekly's Chip Carter has the story.
COVID-19 has had an impact on Vidalia, Georgia, the same as it has everywhere else in the world this spring. The Vidalia Onion Museum, it's one of the few vegetables in the world that has its own museum. It was closed for quite some time. Things are coming back around in Vidalia, Georgia, like they are everywhere. I'm with Bob Stafford from the Vidalia Onion Committee. Bob, we're standing here in this museum right now, and it's got to be one of the few museums in the world dedicated to a fruit or vegetable.
Absolutely. We're very fortunate. We've got the best sweet onion, as a matter of fact, the best onion in general, and we're very proud of it. So we show it off with a museum we got here, and we have a lot of folks coming by.
Now, there are people, and I have had them ask me, they say there is actually such a place as Vidalia. They think it's just the name. It's a Vidalia onion, like a lima bean or something like that, without maybe even understanding there really is a Vidalia, Georgia.
Absolutely, absolutely. This thing started off in this area, and then folks began to say, give me some of those onions from Vidalia, And then the Piggly Wiggly store was headquarters here in Vidalia, and they started using them in their stores, and people began to say, if you're coming through Vidalia, bring me some of them Vidalia onions.
This is probably my favorite thing in the entire museum. This is a newspaper headline blown up. This is from the Fort Lauderdale Sun-Sentinel, Pompano Beach, Florida. Man beats off would-be mugger with Vidalia onion. Bob, that's a powerful, strong onion.
That is.
Now, some things have changed. The onion started out mighty fine. It stayed mighty fine and gotten better with the help of modern research and breeding. One thing that has not changed, though, is that out of all of the millions and millions of Vidalia onions that are grown and sold and consumed every year, every last one of those was still set out by hand.
By hand, that's right. It's very, very labor intensive. We plant by hand and we harvest by hand. And people would never believe that we put 80 to 110,000 plants per acre.
I tell you what, the ancestors who began the Vidalia onion industry would certainly recognize this equipment and the material and some of the things in this museum, but they would also certainly still relate to the way this crop is planted by hand, harvested by hand. Absolutely. At the Vidalia Onion Museum in Vidalia, Georgia, I'm Chip Carter from SoutheastProduceWeekly.com, reporting for RFD-TV.
The Vidalia onion crop was smaller than normal this season due to weather, but you may still be able to find a few in stores. They go great on hamburgers.